looks like we have a lot of trading down on the bot lane. Azure Wraith doing a good job on Ezreal with that poke. The Sona with the Ezreal being a great poke comp, but Lulu is nothing to be matched with that Glitter Lance, putting a little bit of hate down onto that Azure Wraith right now, but taking it right back and kind of pushing a little too far at denying the CS there and taking a good hit of damage.
Yeah, but this Ezreal is actually a little bit behind the CS here, so she's probably doing the good job really well. I mean, Lulu, she can take all the harass she really wants. And so and actually mid lane, the gank going off here. Oh, the shield coming off from Orianna, and looks like Kizaru is unwilling to tank those tower shots, so we'll just back off. We do have a mid Jace in this game. Jace has been falling out of favor since, you know, Nurse and whatnot, but mid lane he has done actually pretty well.
Yeah, we see a counter gank now. Mumu's going to be hanging out there in the bushes. See if Jace ends up pushing this lane and overstepping his bounds a little bit. He already has, but Amumu not in the right position to get in there. Orianna worried about that shock blast and possibly a flash. He's not available from Jace, but he walks right into the bush, taking a lot of damage. Ignite is down. He's going to go hammer for him.
Oh, he's trying to dive in.
Trying to dive in for that, but does not get the kill. Orianna picking that up. A good job there by Amumu. And Orianna almost biting off a little more than she can chew, even with the jungler there for support.
Yeah, he did he did try throwing off that Q. Decent damage for going again. Maybe if that Q had hit, he would have been able to get in there. Probably pick up that kill, but the kill will be going over to Orianna. Probably going to be able to go back, buy himself some boots. Does not have boots actually just yet. Neither does Jace though, so
yeah,
boots just not being... Boots just like being bought a lot later since the movement speed changes and whatnot.
Yeah, a very interesting matchup top lane. We actually have a Victor versus Nidalee. Nidalee does not, on my screen, does not have any items.
Oh, actually throwing out the ultimate. Oh, so much damage onto Nidalee. Can he keep it up, though? The Ignite is going down onto her. Will it take it? Oh, able to live with about like less than 10 health. Meanwhile, actually down bottom lane, coming off from the Zinzalver will be caught by the Amumu ultimate. He's getting pretty low himself, but Sona and Ezreal are there to back him up, so it looks like they will just go ahead and disengage off of that. Lulu getting really low, but up at that top lane, really just going so close to going down there. The Ignite just wasn't enough to take her out.
Yeah, for some reason I didn't see any items on the Nidalee, so maybe there was some type of mistake when she ran up to lane right there and didn't buy any items, giving that Victor a very easy start in that lane because he has his own Hex Core. On top of that, he had a flask and I'm sure some more health pots as well to battle her up top there.
She probably started with all consumables. That's something really popular, like the 9 health potions and 2 wards, or starting off with like the elixir. And, ooh, wow. Actually, Caitlyn going down bottom lane, which Director Trump did not bring into.
The Sona tanking the tower when she didn't need to, decided to run back through the tower instead of going up through the bush and eating tower hit after tower hit. Getting the trade there, actually, because Caitlyn was able to get a hit to tag her for the kill.
Yep, so Nakami like on par with Ezreal. Ezreal has 2 kills. You go and look at the gold counts. Ezreal's about 200 gold ahead, so the CS difference really isn't enough to change that 1 kill that Ezreal has over her. So Ezreal going back, picks the BF sword as well as boots, so going for the extra burst damage. Gonna be really nice, and then when he jumps in there, he's gonna have a lot of damage to put out onto that Caitlyn. And ooh, there's Arcane Shift. I mean, the True Shot Barrage actually coming up top lane, but not gonna be able to hit anything because Nilly did go ahead and go back in the bush. But Nilly taking a lot of damage up at this top lane against this Victor. Oh. And Zinza actually gonna be jumping in onto her. He's very low on mana though. It looks like she's just gonna be able to go into cat form just to be able to get out of there.
Pretty shocking that Xin Zhao used his dash in the bush to close the gap when she was actually walking in there to face check it. So he didn't have a way of catching up to her. He had the red buff, but didn't get the 3 counts.
Jace is actually up here, throwing off the Q, switching over to hammer form, but he didn't even use like the speed buff or anything there from his cannon form. So Amu's gonna be coming up here. Actually, Orianna's up here. But the gravity field from Victor picking up a lot of damage. Actually, the ultimate coming off from her, trying to pick up that Nidalee there. It's going to be moving really slowly, so it won't be able to pick up that kill onto Nidalee. Yeah, I believe it does... Does it do less damage when it's away from him?
No, it doesn't do less damage when it's away from him. She has a good amount with that heal there, but for some reason she's going the Bruiser Nidalee. She has a lot of armor and a lot of MR even before she got that No Magic Mantle. She has 97 AD with just a Dorn's Blade, and that's only gives you 10 attack damage. So right now she's really
Bottom mage gets going off. Lulu Wild Growth comes up though. It's like gonna be able to survive that ignite. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, Caitlyn, the ace in the hole, bringing down Arja Wraith to almost 1 bar. And they need to be careful because Sona packs a vicious punch. She did use Crescendo to initiate that fight at their turret, and they might overstep their bounds getting a little too close here.
Well, Lulu does still have her ignite. Oh, well, lots of damage onto this Lulu. They really want to be careful here. Like, there's not really any other summoners that are up, though, so probably won't be seeing a big dive until those are up, or until, like, the True Shot Barrage comes back up from Ezreal, or the Crescendo from Sona, but they're fairly low on mana, too, so might just be backing off. Actually, Ping is going off onto this Dragon. Not sure if they really want to start it or not, though.
Yes, they do know that Mumu went back because he was up top there, but he had plenty of time to get back in this lane. Sona's going to be starting it
Jace. Oh, nearly went over to gank Jace. Actually picking up the kill. And there's actually things going on. Looks like this Orianna is really low. So I'm going to guess that's how Lily came in, because Jace went in and engaged and got pretty low from that.
Yeah, very offensive build coming out of the Ezreal, who's now 2-0, going straight for the BF sword after Dorns and boots, which you don't typically see out of Ezreals. You'll usually see at least a Vamp Scepter first, or running right into a Sheen, if they're going to go the Iceborne Gauntlet way, but wanted to get a lot of damage out onto that Caitlyn, try to kind of combat with her poke. He's going to put the True Shot Barrage down there to clear the wave, but she did a great job farming so far. She's up by 17 CS right now, and the battle up top, the Oasis on that Nidalee not really doing much to slow this Victor down. She hasn't been able to put much damage on there. She's not trading very well with Victor, which is difficult to do anyways because of the absorption he has with that ability where he can poke, get damage onto you, and reduce all the damage you're doing to him.
It's power transfer. He's actually maxed that, so he's getting pretty much as most he can out of that shield and that damage. Ooh, looks like mid lane. No, wow, not mid lane. Near mid lane, down close to the bottom though. They are starting off this dragon. Looks like red team gonna be able to pick it up pretty easily, uncontested there. There's a ward on there, but looks like they weren't able to go in because was the Mumu? Yeah, Mumu was actually around the area. So all the ban shots actually going out onto Nick Wu. Gonna be able to take him down really quickly there. Is their wave gonna be able to just get over the wall with the arcane shift there?
Yeah, they did have to use 2 ultimates. I think that was a waste of Wild Growth. They have the Sona locked down pretty well. I don't think they needed the additional CC because the damage coming out from Caitlyn was plenty to take her out right there. And she even had Ace in the Hole. I'd much rather see a Caitlyn use Ace in the Hole to take out and secure a kill than using that Wild Growth.
Yeah, and it looks like bottom lane Caitlyn getting really close to that Ezreal. Looks like they're just looking to push up this tower. Something pretty surprising that no tires have gone down yet. And actually, top lane Victor's up here going really aggressive. Both junglers have actually joined the fight, though. Looks like they might just want to back off until diving in there. Lots of damage going out onto that Amu, but looks like they will just be backing off. And junglers have been really rising up in all these lanes, but I'm surprised just no tires have gone down here 13 minutes into this game.
Yeah, the defense top has really been key that Amumu has been up there to help Nidalee defend this lane over and over again. They pushed the tower hard when they had 3 earlier, but the Orianna and the Amumu came up and got in there to help clear the wave and put a little bit of damage down to kind of counter harass. But Victor really controlling it. There's the ignite and the ultimate coming down, a flash away from Cortez on that Knight of Mumu. He's going to get out of there pretty easily, but did have to blow the summoners to get back. Now that Nidalee's up back at top lane, she really doesn't have the opportunity to kill Victor unless she can close this gap quickly.
Oh, this Crescendo. Actually, bottom lane Crescendo coming out from the Sona ultimate from that Zao, which actually looks really cool in that skin, but gonna be able to pick up the kill onto Lulu. Great Crescendo coming out from the Sona there.
Yes, and they do have it warded. They almost got out that... They had a vision ward in the bush, but did not get to clear out that ward in time. Jace is now pushing mid very hard. The ping's coming down. The Orianna's still bottom, and they want to get in there. Orianna trying to make something happen, but unable to do it with that ward in the bottom brush on bot lane, and a lot of damage going down on this mid tower, and it looks like blue side is going to lose their tower first. Unless Caitlyn can push this wave very quickly to grab that bottom tower, I think that they're going to be in trouble. Oasis sitting in that bush. Zhao face checking it, but Nidalee not able to put a lot of damage down, and they really didn't extend that fight much further. Ooh, the shock blast damage coming down right now from Elvatia on that Jace is huge. He does have the Brutalizer finish, didn't even bother with boots, kind of resting on that acceleration gate for the movement speed, but the poke is massive right now.
Yep, and just, you know, he's going to be building that Black Cleaver, looking over at his gold. He has 1,600 gold stored up, so we'll have quite a bit of money to spend when he goes back, it looks like. Will it be now? No, never mind, he's just hanging back. Anyways, looks like top lane, and once again, just... This Victor is just being so aggressive to this Nidalee, and Xin Zhao's up here. We're not really going to be able to get a gank off. Xin Zhao, he has a Killer Gem, most likely going to be the Lockety on Solari. Almost every, like Xin Zhao is seeing, every single game, they just always pick up the Lockety on Solari no matter what. It's always the first item.
It's a very strong item and very cost effective for what you get out of it. The shield at lower levels is very strong because the shield doesn't really scale up as well. If you get it very early, you become very tanky when you pop that locket. But at the same time, they're running a single AP, and the AP is up top. So because the locket has armor, it's just a great choice for a jungler to grab right after you get the claw you need to farm. Then you get the locket to tank, because Xin Zhao's base damage is really, really high.
It's like Mumu potentially down bottom lane, as well as this Orianna, and they're putting off a lot of pings trying to get in here, but I think they did pass them to a ward through the river, as well as Caitlyn and Leo are just pushing the lane, but the crescendo actually comes out, and the cleanse from Caitlyn, also Arcane Shift, even though he was polymorphed from that Ezreal, they're going to be charging it onto this Luz, and Cho putting off the Wild Growth onto herself, but will still be taken on by that Ezreal, since they're able to jump in there and help out.
Yeah, it was weird, he actually got the polymorph and his True Shot Barrage off after the polymorph. Like, he had started casting it, got polymorphed, it didn't interrupt the cast, so he was a little tiny bunny and cast that True Shot Barrage. Meanwhile, mid tower is probably going to go down to this Jace right here. He wants one more auto attack. He's going to grab it and just walk away from this Amumu, because Amumu really doesn't have a lot of killing potential, even with that red buff. Simply because Amumu doesn't have any AP, going straight tank with the boots of mobility to get around and try to help his team and counter this Xin Zhao, who's been doing a good job really pressuring the top lane, which is already being won. And there, the damage coming down. 3-card in a lot of trouble. He will flash away. Amumu tossing in, going to slow down that Jace, and a good 3-talon strike right there. The damage coming down from Kizaru will pick up that kill. Orianna went back in to put some more damage down to help out the Amumu, but it was a bad decision, as she is going to die right there. And
no, Jace wants to go back in. Oh!
He does get it with the Ignite and flashes out, and Caitlyn's not even going to follow. Doesn't even bother right there.
Yeah, using two disguise, gets in there, puts the Ignite on, flashes out, just making sure he picks up that kill. Didn't want to overcommit too much really with the Caitlyn around. So able to pick up that kill. Gonna be nice for him. He's 2-2-1 now. He has 3,000 gold spent sword up. He hasn't even backed yet. It's a ridiculous amount of gold to spend right now.
Yeah, once he got that tier, he really didn't have a reason to back for mana, simply because after you go back and get that tier, your mana regen is really high. His abilities do use a decent amount of mana, but if you can go and hammer for him and clear a wave, you can get a lot of that mana back you spent on poking.
But it's a straight up bloodthirster there. And you know, he could definitely he could have gone for that Black Cleaver, but just that bloodthirster is going to be helpful with sustain, as well as just giving him a lot of AD there. So not too bad of a pickup really, especially because they're still sort of in this laning phase where they can farm out these creeps, and looks like red team was trying to do that dragon, and blue team was able to show up and just, like, no, you guys aren't doing this, and looks like they might want to take this over just a bit. However, there's a ward right there.
Yeah, a very
True Shot
barrage coming across. Seems like a waste. Didn't even go for the steal right there.
Oh, Shendo only sending the Nilly, but Mumu gets in there. Wild Growth goes out onto him. He's going to get knocked back though, actually flashing away. And they're going to be engaging in onto this. Nilly taking a lot of damage. Ezra's a bit out of position. Nice shockwave from Orianna. Going to bring Jace back in, but Jace is like, oh, I'll go ahead and go in on that. Goes in, but no, gets stunned by a Mumu. Does take out the Mumu, and now Nilly's going to be going down. Oh, they're just fighting inside this dragon pit right now. Looks like this Oriana will be going down. Ezreal going down to a Piltover Peacemaker from Caitlyn, and now Son of the Soul Survivor also as Delbo's trying to get out of here. That was actually a 4v5 team fight, but oh, no, still chasing after this. Can he beat the skill? Piltover Peacemaker lands, picks up the kill. Meanwhile, that was a 4v5 fight because this Victor is actually just shoving up top lane.
Yeah, he pushed it really hard. He grabbed that first turret. He's going to get about half the damage on the second turret before Mumu can even get there. He might get it down to around a third of health or even lower, but I have a feeling once he clears this wave, he's going to get out of there as soon as he sees that Mumu show up. But he might continue pushing, which is a mistake, because if he tries to back in that bush right now, it'll be very easy for them to grab him. But he's going to get out of there without having much trouble. And meanwhile, in mid lane, Caitlyn took the opportunity to push after knowing that they had killed 4 out of 5 of their teammates and Victor was top. She was free to grab that mid lane turret and now going to get a refresh on her red buff, even though Sona was kind enough to donate the red and blue to her. And let's see if they get some wards down. It looks like blue is really lacking in the ward coverage, especially on the offensive end. They didn't even have a ward down at Dragon, and they were fighting on that vision ward the whole time, but they did a very good job at kind of delaying the fight and really utilizing their low health champions to come back into the fight when people got singled out.
It definitely looks like bottom lane. Looks like this tower is still up. They might want to go ahead and push this one now. Probably can really. This Ezreal does have Bloodthirster as well as Sheen. Gonna be able to get some damage. You know, if like uses his W, gets the Sheen proc, and the auto attack damage is pretty big on that. So able to pick up that tower really quickly, making the tower count 1 to 3 in favor of red team. They're about 1,700 gold ahead. It's kind of changing right now. But yeah, so they're just a really tiny bit of gold ahead. 21 minutes into this game. It's not too big of a gap really, and they really they want to. They're gonna want to. I'm totally chilling off it. They're gonna want to wind that gap, and they're grouping up now. Victor, however, still split pushing top lane, and I think you know when he gets in team fight, he's gonna have a lot of damage coming up for the team, as well as the nice AOE stun. If they like the Sona Crescendo going off, he could put out the gravity field right when they get out of Sona stun. He could go into his stun.
Yeah, right now they have so much good vision. A bandage.
On some move getting in there.
Ooh, the disengage coming down. But now Fallen Bandit actually putting the ultimate down on one player on the blue team, and it's kind of a mistake right there because Nidalee not doing a lot of damage. Here comes the initiation with the knockup from Lulu and the stun from Amumu. The shockwave coming down, and it does not look like they're only going to get that one kill. Jace picking up a double kill here as they chase away. Caitlyn in a lot of trouble. A flash coming out from Xin Zhao, an easy tower dive, and the ace. 5-for-1 trade. Victor the only one to go down, and he was there for that fight, but pretty much just ran bait for half that fight, and they wasted, I feel like. I don't know why that he wasted his ultimate on Nidalee, but it ended up not mattering because the damage coming out of Ezreal and that Jace, they're pushing very hard, going to grab the first inhibitor of the game at 23 minutes, a very fast inhibitor. And I don't know how they pulled that fight together so well just from kind of poking down the blue team. They had them low health before they engaged, and then it was just a straight-up cleanup fight. The Caitlyn walked right into that gravity field, got stunned, the True Shot Barrage landed directly on her, and she couldn't get in to do any more damage.
Yeah, and just that chase absolutely demolished them. He's going to be going back now. How much gold does he have this time? He has 2,500 gold to spend, just making the bank. And most of his team actually had 1,000 gold to spend when they were going back. It looks like Zinzel. Just talking to me actually a while ago, picking up the components for Rendon's Omen now. Jace finishes up the Manny Moon and he transforms into the Mirror Manor. There is the Ice Ring onto him on that Ezreal for the slow. Definitely going to be nice in team fights to have AoE slow as well as just helping out his chasing potential. Top lane, nope, Victor still has 600 gold to spend. This Stone has finished Wonder Bulwark as my phone is going off, and I might need to check that. Yeah, but nevertheless, yeah.
Really great ward coverage coming out from the red team here. They have pretty much all the offensive wards you can need. Baron is littered with wards in the blue side jungle. They also have even more offensive wards coming out from I Love Nikwu right here, and that Arcade Sona is just packing the wards, dropping them down as she pleases. She might get one on the other side of this turret, and they're going to engage right here onto the Lulu.
Oh, Lulu.
The Wild Growth's going to come down. The shield is on. Amumu's going to bandage toss in. A Crescendo just down onto the tank. Xin Zhao diving in very hard. A good Curse of the Sad Mummy coming down, but the Ignite is down. Xin Zhao is going to go down. Shockwave as well. 3 cards going to be able to pick up the kill on Xin Zhao. The ultimate from Victor coming down, and Amakaru Kakashi needs to get away from that Victor damage. He does not have a Needless Guard Rod yet. He does have 230 AP though, because he's been stacking up his own, what's it called? The Augment of Death is one he decided to go with. And you can stack up ability power on that as they push this turret. I don't think Oasis and Imcamer can do much about it right now.
Yeah, no, they want to go for another engage, and not to this one. Jay's jumping right in there, picking up the kill on Taylor. Does fall to Nilly, but Lily does die to that Ezreal. Now, oh, that Lulu going to be a little bit such a low health there. However, they able to pick the tower, moving with the band shots onto that Ezreal, picks up the kill. So, 13 to 19 are the kills now, but 7 towers for red team here. 6 towers ahead of blue team, looking really, really strong right now.
Yeah, they really had a good advantage in poke. The hard engagement team really comes out from the blue team with the Orianna and Amumu comp. On top of that, with the Lulu to try to kind of mass CC and crowd control them. But the last 2 fights, they've kind of stayed out in the outskirts. That last one, they caught out the Lulu, forcing her to pop the Wild Growth, forcing Amumu to go in to a 3v5 while everybody kind of filed in there from the blue team to try to help out. But it was too little too late. They did lose that bottom tower. Sorry, 2 bottom towers after that. Didn't get the inhibitor, but did a really good job at cleaning up the blue team. And they're going to take another dragon, extending their gold lead right now to almost 7,000 gold.
Yeah, and they're just looking so ahead. I mean, just look at the item discrepancies between all these champions. I mean, Caitlyn has the Infinity, has the Phantom Dancer. Actually, no, remember the same thing here. But actually, meanwhile, looks like Victor maybe going in for this move, able to pick up the kill, but now will be caught off by this Orianna and this Nilly. Gonna be throwing off the grabs. He's actually turning this around, huge damage onto this Orianna, which is putting the shield onto her, so the shockwave actually onto itself and goes down to the Victor. Will Victor try to go for 3 here, maybe 4, because Lulu is coming up here, but he's actually out of mana. Ignite is on the same Ace hole coming out, and Nilly will actually be able to pick up the kill.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the push is on very hard. Lulu here all alone to try to stop multiple people.
Crescendo.
A good Crescendo coming across, cleansed instantly. A good job by Kate there, but they did not have the damage. There's the Wild Growth on Oasis. A whiffed ultimate again. We see 2 in a row here, 1 from Xin Zhao and 1 from that Orianna. But it's not going to matter as they take the 3rd inhibitor. And I don't think there's a way that the blue team can come back right now, save a miracle.
Yeah, it looks like...
It looks like they did catch the Jace right there. Curse of the Sad Mummy onto one person. Flash over the wall from Xin Zhao. Oasis going to chase this. Does have the Iceborne Gauntlet. Good slows coming out there. And walked into a trap, icing him right there with that CC. But at the same time, they're still down by almost, 7.1k right now. They have a lot of map control. All it's going to take is Red to respawn, grab that Baron, and push in for the win.
Yep, and looks like everyone's, they could really go for that Baron. Now they're 5 kills ahead, not too big of a kill. They're 8 towers ahead still, and they have all these inhibitors exposed. They have 2 of them dead. This is to go ahead and get this top one down. I mean, it's like Victor has huge damage now. Raven's Death Cap hunting guy still has a Slinker's Arm Guard. Is 1,100 gold, so he's pretty close to the Designer Dagglass. He wants to pick that up next. Meanwhile, this is Jace, this huge damage. Last Whisperer, Bloodthirster, this was the Mirror Mana, so he has huge damage coming out from him. And then looking at Xin Zhao, he's playing all the tanking, the sub, locking on Solar, and the Randuin Zelman. And it's actually, I mean, we might just feel the same as him. He does have a Giant spell. He could also be upgrading that Spirit Sun if he wants to.
Yeah, now that Victor has the damage that he needs to really control these team fights, Jace has mobility and the poke. There's really not much they can do to get in there and get a kill. On top of that, you have Ezreal being one of the most mobile AD carries in the game, doing a great job at controlling his positioning, and it looks like it's going to be a very easy Baron right now. They're going to grab it for free because they're defending against those super minions. And I think this is going to be the last push for the game. Jace's not even needed. He's a little late to the party. I don't even know why he bothered coming up when Baron is at 10% HP. But now they're going to push in for the free inhibitor. The pings are down. And
the Mad Cat's on Italy. Oh, no. Maybe not. No, he's really close. There comes the Australia's Rev. You want to go for her. He's really, really close to them. But, looks like the acceleration gate comes out. But not too much after that. Oh, no. Sona, what are you doing? Gets the crescendo actually off onto 4 people, I think it was. Good side Mummy also comes out from the Samunu. Zinza actually dives in there. Lots of damage off to the Samunu. Wall growth, however, from Lulu onto the Samunu to save his life, it looks like. Should be able to live unless Jace is able to close the gap. However, Oriana does go down to the victor down over at bottom lane, and now it's going to be pushing down onto this Nexus, and they definitely can win the game right here.
Yeah, they're going to try to close it out.
Oasis doesn't want it to happen.
But with Victor
yeah,
there,
he's diving again, trying to figure something.
There's the gravity
field. Oh no, this Chase.
Chase
Chase going in under the fountain.
Unable to pick up the fountain kills,
enough.
But the minions are going to finish this for them. Red team coming out way ahead. 17-22, the kills don't show it, but that was dominated after Victor did such a good job at pushing that Diddley away, forcing Amumu to come up top the entire game just to defend. And as soon as he got into the team fights, they were over for the red team.